up, authors, readers, dreamers? It is your girl, Ashley, coming to you live at 9:22 a.m. to start our 45-minute workout. I just got to the episode where Pike is leaving, and that's so sad. I did not cry, but I did cry at a sad dog video today, which is completely besides the point of this because I decided to actually take you through a full day of doing 75 Hard Author Edition. Come along.
Like an 8-foot-tall trinket bear.
Yeah, which is kind of vague. A little.
What is a book good for if not to be a plate for goblet squats?
So all your friends you know that watch the show, don't subscribe yet, tell them to. If you know anyone that hasn't seen the show yet, get them on. Because a giant 8-foot bear would be pretty much the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah.
So
Yes, it's so awesome. I had the absolute pleasure of joining Felicia on the latest episode of the vlog. Go see how we made it. We got this awesome tutorial. It's cool. You can go and learn how to make neon signs yourself.
And it's all sciencey too.
It's all sciencey. So there's gas involved.
No.
She breathed.
But yeah, there we go. Alright, say bye-bye.
I'm so confused. Not me having to literally watch the video back. It was down on this leg, so I go down on this leg. Which I think is what I did, and then I got confused.
You can search J-O-R-E on Facebook. That's probably me.
Normally, I'm supposed to do cat phrases on this day too, but that hike took me out of it. Like, maybe I can do them actually. You have weak knees. This is the one to do, but it's gonna kill you.
Oh, also, this is fancy. I'd like to announce that my show is going pretty well.
Stop it.
Check it out. Every Monday, same time. That could have worked out better. Oh, really? Yeah.
The fact that my knees are already giving out, and this is just set one.
Of the tower, sad, but understand these smokestacks. You can see the rooftops in the distance toward the center.
It is the kind of day where I changed back into my pajamas. I had to put my phone on the charger because it was at like 7%, but I already got a chapter done. I'm gonna try and get a second done for today. Trying to pick up the pace a little bit. I have submitted the finalized blurb for book 2 to my cover designer. I had come up with one, shared it on social media, asked for thoughts, didn't love it, so I made it my goal to fix it this weekend. I would have filmed that, except my phone died and all of our charger banks also died. So I went like 24 hours without a phone. I know. Crazy. All that to say, here are both blurbs. This is the one that is the finalized version, and this is the one that needed a lot of help. I'll give you guys a taste of a romance, a situationship developing. One of the characters is extorting a different character, making him text his grandpa, who is better connected in their world. And as he's texting the grandpa, he says, "Can I know the name of my extortionist?" And she responds, "We've passed each other at work." Athena fights back the urge to leave them alone together, especially when he wets his lips. Did he respond yet? Maybe. What's your name? Figure it out, pretty boy. I wish I had a man to call pretty boy. I'm not the only one touching grass me. Why? You make this seem like you don't want to go outside, but I know that you do. I gotta make sure that this isn't choky. Come here. Oh, but have you gotten fatter since last outside? Come here. Imagine people just started doing "come touch grass with me" videos. That'd be kind of crazy and dystopian. I am almost halfway done my word count. I mentioned this in the previous video, but I forgot to share the clip. I joined a Discord of writers and we do sprints every day. This has saved my life. Shout out to Bridget Kemmerer for starting this and everyone who has been sprinting with me. Work's done. Now time to do social media posts. And then I'm going to watch YouTube while I fill out my Venable, which is a combination of like Linktree and Pinterest. It's like the first thing I've gotten the chance to do commissions on, and your girl is trying to pay off book 2, so I will have a link in the bio. 10 minutes of reading done, just in time for the game. I got an email this morning that my first American bookstore has my book in it. So each of these pins on my website are a bookstore that my book is physically in right now, and we just hit 5. We might possibly hit 8 by the end of this week, and that is just insane to me. How is a girl supposed to get grass touching in these conditions? The smoke index is like a 9 right now, and the sun is still weirdly bright. I didn't record yesterday. I got 3,000 words written. I didn't do much else than that. I did the very bare minimum of the requirements of everything. Like, I considered my 45-minute workout to be my cleaning around the house and like getting exercise and steps in that way, because I have a chronic illness and I haven't talked about that on here yet, but I can always kind of tell when I'm pushing myself too much and when I am spiraling towards a flare-up. So yesterday I took to just be a really chill day, and I can already feel that my energy is getting restored a little bit, and I am getting the rest I need after the weekend of camping. It didn't help that I stayed up until 2 a.m. reading Elantris though. But like, who was gonna tell me that Brandon Sanderson was like really good? I think the only thing giving me the motivation to edit right now is the fact that my roommate is bringing me back a Frappuccino. I need coffee, and I'm not someone who says that, but I need it. I've transcended. Just finished a 45-minute workout, in other words, getting groceries. Got this bad boy. I'm going to the Stampede with 2 friends in like 3 weeks, and I just thought this was incredibly funny and ironic considering they'll both be wearing their full getup, and I got rid of my cowboy boots and things like a year ago. I have been struggling all day to write, and I finally got writing done. This is the 45-minute workout for the day. I'm walking with my Opa. You want to come in and say hi to the people?
Hi, people.
Just finding some Alberta wild roses. I finished editing my chapter just in time to head to D&D. All that I have left for the day is to write 2,000 words. And we don't get home until like 9:30 most days. Just got back from D&D. We're gonna chat. We're gonna chat while I feed my sourdough starter. I was going to make a whole... probably was going to be a rant about how often in this process of trying to become a best-selling author and following your dreams, you get some very low lows. And today, I'm reaching the point in this challenge where I am just exhausted, and I think that's partially because of the camping trip, but also, you know, chronic illness and just life, because I find... had to take a momentary intermission. I find that often I start to lose momentum when I feel like it's not paying off, and I get very discouraged. So like, I was on my way home just thinking like, oh, doesn't matter how much I'm trying, none of it's paying off. And I know everyone's like, oh, don't try the sad tactics to sell books, and I'm not, because I'm assuming most of the people watching this video are authors, so I can be real with you guys and say that this process sucks sometimes. When you are trying your absolute hardest, intermission. When you are trying your absolute hardest and things aren't going your way, especially the financial burden is very difficult. I've been living essentially paycheck to paycheck for the last 3 years trying to make this happen. And like every time you get money, every time you get a job, all of your savings goes towards this insane dream. And it feels like a drain when it's not paying off. And we were talking specifically today about like life events and weddings and kids and everything, and it was like nowhere near, and feeling like you have to choose the dream or a life. I am exhausted. It's 10 p.m. I haven't written 2,000 words and I need to. I think I'm gonna probably count some of the words from D&D and taking notes and world building and everything and cheat a little bit just because I am so tired. But in these moments of discouragement, and actually I'll explain why I'm no longer, going on a rant, but in those moments of discouragement, I often think about the fact that this is probably where 99% of people come. They get to this point of exhaustion, feeling like it doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter what I try, like I'm never gonna have it happen, I'm never gonna be the one, I've missed my chance or whatever. I think that 99% of people get here and a bunch give up. And so I always comfort myself because I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give up, because that means like we're just going down in statistics of how many people are still trying at this point. And like eventually stubbornness has to pay off, right? But my rant ended because as I was prepping to go write words and do this, I got a comment on my TikTok that I posted today. And it was from somebody whose profile picture I recognized. I had made a Threads post, I think last week, about the fact that I know reviews aren't for authors. Can I reach out to a reviewer, though, who loved my book and offer them an ARC? Resounding yes from everyone, readers saying they would absolutely love that, so I reached out to the person. They hadn't responded at all. So I would, of course, then get in my head, have I overstepped the boundary? Have I muddled the water? Have I gone too far? And then I realized that the comment on the TikTok video is the reviewer, and just talking still about how much they loved the book, and oh my goodness, I consumed this in a day. And so I responded to her comment on TikTok, and I was like, hey, I reached out to you on Goodreads, I want to send you an ARC, I'm not sure if you saw that, but like email me. And she was like, I'm emailing you right now, and she did. So many exclamation marks. And it's moments like those, I was saying to my Opa even today, that I think I often measure how successful I'm feeling on numbers. And I think that's very common in business, because obviously you want to be doing well, you want to be selling, you want to be getting out there. But if I look at the quality of the interactions that I'm having over the quantity, and I think about how many people have personally reached out to me, how many people I know who love the book, I think I would feel a lot richer. I am prepping book 2 for ARCs. I'm hoping to have them out July 10th. And I'm doing the stupid thing of sending these books out to actual people who love the book, not just choosing a bunch of influencers. And I know that that's like not necessarily a smart business practice, but it's moments like these where I have someone who's so excited, and like I know all of my ARC readers by name. I know them by like face, by experience. I have someone, 2 of the ARCs I'm sending out, they are book buddies. One lives in America, one lives in England, and the American had seen my book and recommended it to the one in England, but she hasn't been able to find a physical copy, so she had jokingly been like, also send me for the first book when you send me the ARC, because I had reached out. And I said, girl, I was already planning to send you the first book. Like, I already knew. And I think that those kind of interactions are really valuable. I need to go write 2,000 words. And Charlie lives to see another day.
Literally, it was just like,
Coming to you live from a beautiful sunny Saturday morning for our 45-minute workout at the dog park. And with that, another week is done. Thank you so much.